Hello guys and welcome back to Planet 40k. We're answering questions from the Discord today, and in fact we're not just answering one question. In fact we're going to be doing 3 questions, although one of the questions is from myself because it's just quite a common one that we talk about within the actual Discord itself, so I wanted to break it down and give you an answer for it. But let's get on to the actual questions. So the first one is from the Scorbic Lord. Hey guys, can the Veil of Darkness relic ignore the Infiltrator ability? So let's begin with that question for the Scorbic Lord. So what you need to do is you need to go to the rules appendix and then go to the rare rules section within that part, and you'll see a part that says repositioned and replaced units. Now there's 10 different bullet points here. There's a lot to read and it is quite complicated and quite conflicting as well. But the very first sentence actually explains how these rules affect a unit once they are removed from the battlefield and subsequently set back up, and then these rules literally apply to it. So the first part of that is what you need to take from this sentence is these rules only apply once you actually use the Veil of Darkness relic. Remember that for the third questions later in this video. So to answer the Scorbic Lord's question about ignoring the Infiltrator, unfortunately we cannot ignore that rule, which is the Omni Scrambler. Enemy units that are set up on the battlefield from reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of the unit. Normally you've got a 9-inch restriction, they give you a 12-inch restriction, which of course makes it harder to set up. And the reason for this is because the very first part of the repositioned and replaced units part, which is number 1 in this section, so it says rules that are triggered by or apply to units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements are also triggered by and applied to units when they're set up on the battlefield. Now if you go back to the Veil of Darkness relic in your Necron Codex, you will see that you are removed from the battlefield and then you are set back up on the battlefield using that relic. So this will mean that the units coming back using the Veil of Darkness relic will be classed now as reinforcements, which then applies to the Omni Scrambler ability, which means you're going to have that 12-inch restriction. Now that's the first question from the Scorbic Lord. The second one is from the Doomsday Rebel. I always say the Doomsday Rebel. Doomsday Rebel. We can fall back and use the Veil of Darkness, correct? Also, can we Veil of Darkness out of engagement range? So 2 questions for 1 there. You're cheating a little bit, but we'll give you both the answers to those. If you go to, where is it? It is number 4 in the same section, the repositioned and replaced units. Number 4, if the unit is within engagement range of enemy units and it's removed from the battlefield, it does not count as having fallen back when it is set back up on the battlefield. So you can actually use this while in engagement range and it's not going to count as falling back. However, that doesn't answer the first part of your question, where it says can you fall back and then use the Veil of Darkness relic. Now I'm actually going to answer that by answering the third question, which is actually my own question. Can you move a unit before using the Veil of Darkness relic? Now this has sparked quite a lot of debate in the Discord. I think we've been going at it since November, and I've come to the conclusion that, well, you can. It took me a while to come to that conclusion, but you can. In fact, shout out to Classic Q for assisting me with this one. So let's get to it. So in fact, it comes from the very first sentence that we kind of spoke about already. If a rule causes a unit to be removed from the battlefield and subsequently set back up, the following rules apply. So only once you actually have been removed from the battlefield do these rules apply, so not beforehand. So if you are moving beforehand, such as falling back, like the Doomsday Rebels question was, can you fall back and then use a Veil of Darkness? You can. Now, if you do it that way, you will be counted as falling back. But you can move pre-Veil of Darkness, which means you can get yourself into position, into range of the carrier of the Veil of Darkness, or you can move the guy that's actually got the Veil of Darkness closer to the unit before doing it, because it actually happens at any part of the movement phase. Now the bit that gets a little bit squiffy is bullet point number 3, which literally says a unit cannot make a normal move, advanced move, fallback move, or remain stationary for this turn for any reason. That is the part that got me and had me pulling out my hair really, or what's left of it, because it kind of says it as clear as day, you cannot move, but all of this stuff happens as soon as you've actually done the Veil of Darkness relic and been removed from the battlefield, not before. So none of these rules actually apply. So they could have probably wrote that a little bit better in terms of writing the rules. Number 3 in particular should have been written a lot better than that. But it all comes back to once you've actually used the Veil of Darkness relic and been removed from the battlefield, then all 10 of these bullet points come into play. So yes, you can move before using the Veil of Darkness relic. So guys, I hope that does assist you somewhat, because in fact I've been doing it wrong. I've been using the Veil of Darkness without any movement beforehand. You can do it. If you do want to challenge this, get down in the comments below. I'm sure it will spark a debate, but yeah, I'll be happy to debate this in the comments. So guys, that is all from me today. If you've got any of your questions, get them down in the Discord server. We are doing this on shorts now, but we are also doing the longer ones as well. We're going to be doing on YouTube, not with shorts, just as normal videos, because they're a little bit too long. You're not going to get a minute with this video, are you? I don't know how long this is going to go for, but yeah, get your questions in the Discord server. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.